In the rural expanses of Thuraiyur, near Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu, the landscape unfolds in a quiet patchwork of agricultural fields and native greenery. Here, architecture practice Madras Spaces has crafted the Threshold House, a compact 1,000-square-foot farmhouse completed in 2025. Conceived not as an elaborate rural statement, but as an intimate return to place, the residence trades spatial complexity for tactile honesty and climatic wisdom. Rooted in the memory of vernacular living, the house negotiates a tight footprint and limited resources through pure architectural discipline. Exposed red brick, cast-in-place concrete, polished red oxide, and warm timber come together to form an unpretentious sanctuary that breathes with the rhythms of the countryside. The design journey begins on paper with an early conceptual sketch by Madras Spaces. The drawing outlines the house's foundational logic: two primary rectilinear masses connected and buffered by purposeful interstitial zones. Rather than sprawling across the agrarian plot, the architects opted for a compact, disciplined footprint. Every stroke delineates a rhythm of solid shelter and open-air courtyards, establishing the layered thresholds that give the home its name. Zooming out into the geographic context, the master plan reveals how the house settles into the rural fabric of Thuraiyur. Rendered as a distinct red footprint along a curving village lane, the dwelling sits surrounded by an organic mosaic of textured farm parcels and scattered homesteads. This location informs every design decision. Far removed from urban density, the site demands a building that respects its agricultural neighbors, oriented to welcome natural breezes and frame expansive rural vistas without dominating the skyline. Approaching along the unpaved village road, the house emerges with striking clarity against lush stands of banana trees and native neem foliage. A passing motorcyclist underscores the everyday rural cadence that frames the architecture. The structure presents a robust exterior of locally sourced red brick and raw concrete lintel bands. An asymmetrical sloped roofline rises above the single-story boundary wall, grounding the building in the vernacular silhouette while asserting a clean, contemporary profile. At the entrance, a low black metal gate opens onto a stone-paved walkway where neighborhood dogs roam freely, emphasizing the porous relationship between home and community. The front elevation showcases a decorative brick Jali screen punctured directly into the lower facade. This perforated lattice acts as a climate-responsive lung, moderating harsh sunlight while channeling prevailing cross breezes into the courtyard. Perched high upon the parapet corner, a traditional terracotta dishti boma, a regional talisman meant to ward off the evil eye, stands sentinel over the threshold. A closer study of the upper facade highlights the project's rigorous material detailing. Exposed brickwork is laid with consistent mortar joints, creating a tactile rhythm across the exterior skin. Cantilevered concrete overhangs, or modern interpretations of traditional chajas, project above the slender upper-level openings, shading the glass against Tamil Nadu's intense tropical sun. Minimalist black metal balustrades provide safety without obstructing the exterior lines, reinforcing the house's unadorned tectonic expression. In a serendipitous moment captured by photographer Shyam Srisalam, a wild peacock perches on the apex of the concrete parapet, silhouetted against the morning sky. As the day shifts, warm amber light begins to emanate from the timber-framed windows and the brick Jali below. The building seamlessly integrates into its ecosystem, serving not merely as human shelter, but as an elevated resting point for the surrounding wildlife. Passing through the outer gate leads to a shaded courtyard corner, where architecture and nature establish an intimate dialogue. Here, an authentic louvered timber door stands half open within an exposed brick enclosure. Sunlight filters through the brick lattice, painting dynamic geometric shadows across the weathered brick surface and concrete door lintel. Small potted trailing plants rest above the doorway, while lush foliage gathers at ground level, softening the transition from the outdoors into the private realm. The ground floor plan demonstrates how Madras Spaces maximized the home's tight 1,000 square foot footprint through efficient spatial programming. The entryway transitions directly into a stone-paved open court bordered by the brick screen wall. From there, double doors open into a continuous living and dining hall, anchored by a central indoor swing. Service zones, including a compact linear kitchen and a tucked-away powder room, align along the periphery, leaving the central volume fluid and uncluttered. Stepping inside, the interior greets visitors with the cooling touch and rich luster of hand-polished red oxide flooring. The floor plane steps upward to form a built-in seating plinth, bridging the living area with the cantilevered concrete stair structure. A traditional wooden swing, or unjal, suspended from heavy link chains, serves as the spiritual centerpiece of the room. Overhead, an oversized spherical paper lantern diffuses soft illumination across the raw concrete ceiling slab and crisp white walls, while a striped deck chair and traditional brass kuthuvilaku lamp anchor the space in everyday leisure. When the wide timber double doors are pushed back, the boundary between inside and outside completely dissolves. The open-plan living area merges effortlessly with the gravel and stone courtyard beyond. Here, the residence fulfills its purpose as a family gathering place. Family members converse naturally between the living room and the sheltered courtyard, framed by climbing greens and the perforated brick jali that tempers the rural afternoon heat. Directly adjacent to the living volume, the kitchen embraces a clean, functional minimalism that balances rustic charm with modern utility. Cast-in-place concrete forms the countertop and seamless gray backsplash, paired with warm plywood cabinetry featuring integrated timber poles. A light shaft directly overhead channels vertical daylight onto the preparation surface, eliminating the need for artificial daytime lighting. A mobile yellow utility cart provides a striking, playful accent against the grounded red oxide and gray cement surfaces. In the late afternoon, golden sunlight streams through a horizontal timber-louvered window, washing over the hand-troweled cement plaster backsplash and red oxide accent wall. Open corner shelving holds everyday essentials, while classic stainless steel vessels and traditional cookware rest beside the gas cooktop. The interplay of raw concrete edging, natural grain plywood, and deep red pigmentation creates an atmosphere of timeless, quiet warmth. This longitudinal section diagram illuminates the vertical choreography of the threshold house. By staggering floor levels and integrating double-height voids, the architects enabled passive stack ventilation that draws cooler ground-level air up and out through high-level openings. The drawing captures the spirit of rural coexistence. Human inhabitants rest across stepped plinths, courtyards, and upper terraces, while cows graze nearby, birds perch on overhead wires, and resting animals populate the periphery. Ascending to the private quarters, the staircase stands as a striking sculptural element. Cast from raw concrete, the folded plate steps appear to float effortlessly from the polished red oxide floor, cantilevered cleanly off the load-bearing masonry wall. A single, slender black steel handrail provides a crisp, graphic line against off-white plaster, leading the eye upward toward an overhead light well that bathes the ascent in continuous natural light. At the upper landing, dramatic shafts of sunlight slice through the vertical volume, projecting geometric window patterns across the red oxide floor and baseboards. Slender black steel railings frame the stairwell opening, maintaining sight lines across the light well. On the plain white walls, framed monochrome art prints add cultural resonance, turning a functional circulation corridor into an artful transition zone. The first floor plan reveals a clean, symmetrical layout dedicated entirely to rest. Flanking the central staircase and double-height light well, two identical bedroom suites occupy the upper level. Each bedroom features its own private ensuite bathroom and opens outward toward private balconies overlooking the courtyard and rural surroundings. This dual suite arrangement offers privacy while sharing the benefits of the building's central light and ventilation core. From the upper corridor, substantial solid wood door frames frame views into the bedrooms and adjoining private bathrooms. A glance into the sleeping chamber reveals a white-painted brick accent wall, accented by a salvaged timber window frame above the bed, creating a serene, luminous ambiance. Adjacent, an open doorway leads into the bathroom, hinting at rich pigmented finishes and natural top lighting within. A perfectly balanced perspective captures both upper bedrooms side by side, showcasing their shared architectural character under the soaring pitched roof. Exposed wooden rafters and clay ceiling tiles run continuously overhead, celebrating vernacular timber craftsmanship. Each bedroom opens through glazed French doors onto a balcony that frames panoramic views of the verdant tree canopy, allowing tropical cross breezes to wash across the warm red oxide floors. Inside the bedroom suite, generous ceiling heights and minimal furnishings cultivate an atmosphere of absolute tranquility. A sharp, geometric patch of daylight cuts across the smooth white wall, tracing the sun's daily progression. Through the open balcony doorway, lush green banana fronds press close to the building edge, drawing the rural landscape right into the bedroom. White sheer drapery flutters in the breeze, filtering the morning glare without dulling the vibrancy of the surrounding grove. Every detail in the bedroom speaks to thoughtful, restrained design. The headboard wall is constructed from exposed wire-cut brick painted a crisp matte white, lending tactile texture and depth to the compact sleeping alcove. A spherical paper pendant hangs gently above, while a glossy red mushroom lamp provides an expressive pop of mid-century character on the bedside table. Crisp linens, accented by warm ochre and maroon color blocks, echo the earth tones of the architecture. The ensuite bathroom reveals an unexpected and evocative burst of color. Walls finished in rich indigo blue pigmented cement plaster, IPS, display delicate hand-troweled textures that catch the light with subtle tonal variation. A frameless mirror reflects the warmth of the wooden doorframe, contrasting sharply against the cool aquatic backdrop. Clean, wall-hung ceramic fixtures and polished chrome fittings complete the minimalist, spa-like sanctuary. In the second bathroom, warm ochre yellow pigmented plaster envelops the shower stall, evoking the sacred, contemplative warmth of traditional South Indian architecture. A square ceiling aperture, positioned directly above the rain shower head, funnels dramatic natural daylight down the golden, textured walls. Shifting from intense midday beams to soft ambient glows, this overhead light transforms daily bathing into an immersive sensory ritual. As dusk settles over Thuraiyur, the threshold house transforms into a warm beacon amidst the darkening fields. The clay-tiled roof and exposed masonry glow softly from within, illuminated by warm interior pendants radiating through the brick Jali and upper balconies. On the roof ridge, a wild peacock perches calmly against the twilight sky, while a local village woman walks quietly along the road in the foreground. The home stands not as an alien intrusion, but as a harmonious, living part of the rural landscape. In an era where modern domesticity often equates to sprawling footprints and synthetic materials, the Threshold House by Madras Spaces proves that restraint is its own luxury. Within just 1,000 square feet, the farmhouse achieves an expansive emotional resonance, capturing the breeze, framing the agrarian horizon, and fostering generational connection through honest brickwork, raw concrete, and earthy pigments. As night falls over the fields of